Good morning. Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is Sunday, August 4th of 2024. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and in our daily lives that create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. Our topic today is aligning with the natural order of the universe. Yes, there is a natural order to the universe, as chaotic as this life may seem sometimes. It is still what supports us, what holds us, what contains us, what sustains us. And, we tend to focus on our earth journey, our human journey, our pathway of healing, of evolution, of, elevation, of, what is going to support us, sustain us, and help us to grow physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, in every way. And that is a very important part of our journey, that right? That is our journey. That's what the journey that we're on in the teachings of Muhyiddin Ibn Arabi, which is, I talk about a lot. He teaches about 28 step levels of creation in 7 stages of creation. The human journey is the 28th layer of the creation, the 28th, excuse me, the 28th step level of creation. It is the very last step in the 7th stage. Prior to that, we have a whole structure that supports us, right? It's the whole vision of this universe, right? Of this life experience, of this 3D material realm. It's the whole vision of it, the mission of it, the purpose of it, right? It's what the substance that it's made of. It's the container of it. It's the shape and form of it. It's the guiding principles, the inner compass that guides us along. It's the life cycle of this universal existence. It's the what sustains us. It's the what we're here to steward, what we're here to take care of, to um uh have as our purpose, right, on this earth. It's what supports us and what influences us in, positive and not so positive ways. And it is then the humanity. The human being is that 27th layer of creation within the 7th stage. It's governed by the divine name of Al Jamia, which is the gatherer, the uniter. It's where everything comes together to then be played out, right? To be played out on this earth plane and experienced through, right? Because source experiences through everything in creation, right? There's a saying that says, live each moment as if you are face to face with God, because surely if you are not seeing him, he is seeing you. And I feel and experience that statement as live each moment as if you are face to face with God, because you are, because everything is alive. Everything has consciousness. Everything has consciousness, even the things that you believe are inanimate, right? The things you see behind me, the desk, the walls, the building, the grass, the trees, the air, the clouds. Everything has consciousness, and everything is alive and in motion in this beautiful universe that we live in. And all of this plays a role and a part in this journey that we're all on together collectively. And so today, as we tap into what is that natural order of the universe and where do we fit into it, I just gave you a like total high level overview, but how can we tap into that and really like be in the flow of nature and feel all of the support and all of the containment and everything that is surrounding and holding us and supporting us. So that's where we're going to travel to today. And I am so glad that you're here. So let's go ahead and come into our meditation and healing circle. Let's come into our circle sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, let's just bring everything to face forward, everything to face to that hub at the center of our wheel. And we bring our hearts to face that center also. And join our hearts as one. And together let's call on our source. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your pure divine light. This light that is illuminating, that is purifying, that is cleansing, that is the light of awakening. And just feel, imagine, perceive this light streaming into the center of our circle as your heart extends and faces that center. And just let yourself absorb this light. Let it just move and all the way around you and surround you. And as you inhale, draw that light into your vertical core, right? That core of your body, that core light that comes through the top of your head and moves through your body all the way along the front. All the way along the very center, halfway front to back, halfway side to side. You've got that beautiful core light in you. And let it move all the way through your body from the top of your head, the crown, all the way through along the front of your spine. Just feel it moving all the way through your belly and through your base. And as you inhale, draw this light from around you in through your tissues, through your pores, through your skin, through your tissues, all the way even into the center of your bones and into this vertical core of your body. And let the inner light and the outer light merge as one light. There is no inner and there is no outer, there is only one light. And as you exhale, just let yourself drop down, land into your hips, land into your pelvic bowl. And if it feels okay for you, just upright your spine as best you can and let yourself just stand, your consciousness stand in that vertical core with that light streaming in and just filling your core like electricity moving through your body, being alive and conscious. And again, together, let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your unconditional love. And just feel this unconditional love as it just flows through you and surrounds you and holds you. Let yourself be held in this pure love. And again, as you inhale, breathe that in all the way into your vertical core. And as you exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl. Stand in that vertical core, in that waterfall of light and unconditional love. And let your whole body be like a sponge. And just soak in that pure divine light and unconditional love all the way into the very center core of your body, filling every cell of every fiber of your being, every tissue, every organ, your bones, your blood, everything just being absorbing that pure divine light and unconditional love. Let that fill your whole body. And let your heart center be like a breathing portal. If you need some help to soften your heart, open it up. You can just get some tapping around the center of your heart space, tapping with your fingertips, or you can rubbing that space, whatever helps to just release the tension. We tend to have a guard around our hearts because our hearts are tender and they're sensitive. And the earth is not always so friendly to the sensitive and tender heart. So we put up these barriers around the heart to protect it, and that's okay. Just give a little release for that. Any built up tension that you don't need right now, and let that pure divine light and unconditional love, as you breathe it in through your heart center and let it go in as deep as you can into your heart space. And as you exhale, release the clutter, the tension from your heart center and from your whole body. If your body wants to move, let it move. If you want to direct your breath into different places or sound into different places, just let that happen and let your whole being move and release. Release that tension, constriction, and clutter from your heart space. And as you inhale, again, draw that light in deeper through your heart center. And again, upright your spine. Let your conscious body kind of lean into that space in front of your spine through that vertical core. And receive that unconditional love in through your heart and let it pour through all the way into your body, just flowing with that electricity of light all through your body, alive and conscious. And again, together, let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your eternal compassion. And this is the container of the whole existence. This whole 3D material realm is contained in a womb of compassion. As the poet Rumi says, these forms we seem to be, these bodies, are cups floating in an ocean of living consciousness. We think we are our bodies, but what we are is ocean, too near to see, though we swim in it and drink it in. He says, don't be the cup with the dry rim or one who rides all night, not realizing the horse that carries him along or the surge beneath his thighs, right? The horse that carries along the waves that we're surfing on that are flowing through us and moving through us. So let yourself be that open cup, rest that cup, sink that cup into this ocean of living consciousness, this eternal compassion, and let this living consciousness flow through your cup, right, with its wisdom. You know, we are ocean. We don't need to hold on and grasp and be attached to the water that flows through us. We can open and allow it to flow and just let our consciousness absorb the wisdom, absorb the love, absorb the compassion, absorb the light, and be the light. Let that light move through you, let it flow through you, let it inspire you, let it guide you, let it direct you, let it heal you. Just let it move. Allow it to move and be with your breath. Be with whatever wants to flow from your body, through your body. And just let your breath really take up the whole space of your sphere. Right? Let yourself have breath, movement, sound, and let it flow. And again, take that full inhale, drawing your consciousness into your vertical core. And as you exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl, and let yourself feel in that center of gravity in your pelvic bowl. Feel yourself centered right in that lower dantian space, that space about 4 fingers beneath your belly button, and let yourself drop in halfway front to back in that space in your body, right? Halfway front to back, halfway side to side. And feel that that is your center of gravity, that place where weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. It's also as you anchor into that place, let yourself really anchor into that spot. And as you do, there's a wellspring of life force energy, right? Of your life force that emerges from that place in your sacral center. And just let yourself, as you feel yourself anchor into that space, just breathe in to that space if you can, and just feel that creative life force energy that moves through that space and flows up your spine and just connects with your whole being, right? Again, we have this physical body, and in a subtle body, we have that vertical core that moves through the top of your head all the way through your body. And these things that we call the chakras or the subtle energy centers in our body, they're like cones that extend out, and they're like, I think of them as eyes, right? They're subtle, they're energy perceptors, and they take in information, and they don't just stop on the surface of the body. They go all the way through to this vertical core, right? And so your subtle body, being this light body, has all these eyes, right? That are these subtle energy perceptors, and they move through the body and connect in with that vertical core. So just like be aware of your subtle body and how it sits in your physical body, and just notice. Right. I mean, whatever wants to be revealed to you, this is a process when you come into these meditations, a process of going inside, being in that inner, and if you can just like again draw your energy into that vertical core, right? And let this be that point of perception for you, right? Let yourself drop down, anchor into your pelvic bowl, and just upright your spine and kind of lean into this vertical core that all of these perceptors tie into or emerge from. And just let yourself rest in that vertical core and be in a state of witnessing and inquiry. So you're witnessing and inquiring into what is coming, what kind of information is coming into my vertical core today. And from this very center, how do I want to perceive this? Right? What is going to be shown to me from this perspective, from this vantage point? Always going to be something new because our whole journey is a spiral, right? We're never going into the same place twice, right? And not only is the journey of the human being, our earth journey, is represented by a spiral, like that seashell that's ever evolving, ever expanding, ever growing. The galaxies, the cosmos, the organs in your body, everything, the flowers, everything kind of has that same similar pattern of that spiraling pattern. Your journey and your consciousness and your evolution, your elevation has that same kind of spiraling, ever evolving, ever growing, ever expanding shape to it, right? This is that 28th step level of creation. This is that I say last, and there is no last, and there is no beginning, and there's a beginless beginning and an endless last, right? That is an ever evolving, ever growing, ever expanding consciousness, and everything affects everything else. And so again, as I maybe getting ahead of myself a little bit here, draw your energy into your vertical core, drop down, anchor into your pelvic bowl, lean into this vertical core, and just perhaps bring your breath into your heart center and breathe as deep as you can into your heart center. As you exhale, let any clutter release and move from your heart space and let yourself drop back into your heart a layer further behind, further in. You're going into the abyss of the container of your heart. Inhale this light and love and compassion into that space, into the very center of your heart. And as you exhale, release any of the outer clutter blocks, barriers, and just let yourself drop in deeper. And again, inhale all the way into that vertical core, all the way into the center of your heart. And as you exhale, blow out any of that clutter and just let yourself drop deeper and deeper into that heart space. And again, from here, just call on your source, and let that presence, that essence, and that presence be with you. Calling it again, just like we call on the light from outside of ourselves to meet the light inside of ourselves, let the presence be the same. It's contained within you. So as you meet it from within yourself, also call on it from outside of yourself so it moves all the way through. And it's like the outer meets the inner and the inner meets the outer, and there is only one. And exhale, release any of the clutter, the tension, drop in deeper. And if you have a personal prayer or intention that you'd like to make, that's something that you would like to receive from this journey today, please make that now. I'll give you some space for that. I have a dear beloved friend who has just made her transition a couple of days ago. And as we begin our call here, our community group is beginning a call for prayers for her. So I just want to make an intention that we connect. And she is on her journey on the other side. And perhaps we can ask for some revelation from there as well and some guidance. And really pray for her to have the beautiful, a beautiful journey, a beautiful transition as she continues her journey in a different form, in a different plane, different realm. Or maybe we can experience a wee bit of that freedom and that connection. And my prayer for you is, and for all of us here, is that we rest into this place and feel a tangible experience of the amount of support that is behind us on the previous 27 step levels of creation and within the 7 stages. An incredible amount of support, of structure, of containment that is behind, that is supporting and holding. It is within and it is without, right? This is the microcosm of the macrocosm. You are the microcosm of the macrocosm. So it is within you and it is also outside of you. And it's holding you, supporting you, containing you. You, your body, your consciousness, your what appears to be an individual life experience is it's like it's like the subject of the creation. It is the beneficiary of the creation. And it's interesting, I've had, like 20 plus years, 25 plus years working in nonprofit and in service business and in management roles. And every business has a customer that they serve, a purpose that they serve. There is a beneficiary, and that beneficiary has a journey, their own journey of evolution, their journey of elevation, their journey of, healing, whatever that is, or however that service comes to them, it serves their journey of evolution. Even if it's, like repairing an air conditioning unit, you're serving that person's journey, right? Their lifestyle, their needs, and how that is going to bring betterment into their lives, right? So no matter what you're doing, what kind of work or service you're doing in this world, you're serving a beneficiary and you're supporting them on their pathway of evolution and elevation for this larger creation, which is a creation of your source. You are the beneficiary, and this creation and this everything that is built, that is put in place, is serving your pathway of evolution and elevation. You are here to evolve and to grow. The divine name, that is the divine power, that governs your pathway, right? The pathway is a separate step from the actual creation of the human being, right? The human being is that creation that gathers everything into one. The next step is kicking off the pathway, the spiraling evolution and elevation, pathway of elevation. And the divine name that governs that pathway is our Rafi or Darajat, which is the elevator of degrees. So you're constantly spiraling, and as you spiral and you're elevating, evolving and growing, you are elevating in degree to become a clearer and clearer representative of spirit in form, right? So everything is first gathered into your being. Your being is created and everything is put into it, and then your spiraling journey takes off, right? We talked about the humanity. The creation of the humanity is governed by the divine name of Al Jamia, which, and forgive if you speak Arabic, forgive my my accent there. Um, but that is the uniter, the unifier, the gatherer. So everything is gathered within you. And this is where, like, all of the parts of the movie set get put into frames, and that frame, just like a film on a movie, gets then, it's like everything's in place and then it gets set into motion. So that instead of seeing the individual pieces in the individual frames, we see a movie. We experience a movie, we experience a life, we experience, we have the ability then to experience through our physical senses and through our emotions. And that is what gives us the power to evolve and elevate as we move through this spiraling journey. Right? This is your journey. So just this is what you're most familiar with, because it's the experience that you live every day. So let yourself, again, just drop into, take that breath of unconditional love deeper and deeper into your heart center. Drop in, center on your vertical core, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl, lean into the back of your heart, and just witness and take that in. Ask to be like, just take in that information. The spiraling, evolving, elevating journey, all of the pieces of creation are gathered into your being, right? As your consciousness meets your physical form, as spirit meets earth, your consciousness meets your physical form, everything is gathered there. Everything is gathered. All of the knowledge and the recognition of everything within creation, in the seen and the unseen, all of that knowledge is gathered within you, right? And then there is at one point in the creation where there is a step that is the step of constriction, right? Where so much of your, like, all of the foundation, including your inner compass, is all set into motion, right? Like the vision, the purpose, the shape and the form, the structure, the container, and the guiding principles and your inner compass, like what guides you and how you find your way between the realms, right? Between the oneness and the multiplicity. all of that pathway is set into place along these step levels of creation, along these stages, right? Set in place in stages. And then after that compass, that inner compass and that pathway is established, there is a divine name that is the constrictor, right? And it's at the point of the creation of the elements, the fire, the air, the water, the earth. Like at that point of the creation, there is a divine name that is Al-Qalbid, which is the constrictor, which constricts then what is not serving your journey, right? Because you kind of have to forget. You have to forget all of that in order to experience what you're here to experience. And you have to forget. That's part of it. And so that forgetting, once you forget, it actually sets off a life cycle, a spiraling life cycle, right? The life force energy, the regenerative life force, and the cycle of the life force and the living and dying, the regenerative life and the death, right? The birth and the death, that cycle of birth and death is contained after the qabid, after the constriction. Then we have the life force energy and the cycle of life and death that is established. And then from there, it's everything that you need, your sustenance, your provision, and your stewardship, your purpose. All of that is set into place. All of that is in place behind you, guiding you, supporting you the whole time. Everything, each one is, I'll just throw this in, each one is governed by divine power. If you're familiar with the Sufi teachings, one of the divine names, and each one has a sound element, a sacred sound element that is like bringing in the vibration that then, as Muhyiddin Ibn Arabi says, every sound is a world unto itself. Every sound is a world unto itself. Sound produces vibration, it produces waves, right? And everything is energy. And this realm is energy slowed way down so we can experience in a denser form and have an experience of it from a different perspective of consciousness. And all of this is established and governed in layers, in levels, right? And after you have your provision and your stewardship, your purpose, you have the what's called the spirituals, which are the angels and the jinn, which are your guides and your influencers, right? That, right? Because we have influences and we have guides. And then after that is the humanity, the human, and then the life cycle of the human. So all of this is established behind you. Every layer is a world unto itself. Every layer has a vibration. Every layer has a sound that helps us to tap into that vibration. And that's how we can connect to it from within ourselves, because the sound, the production of the sounds in the body, meaning their point of like constriction within the vocal tract, that actually, because you have different places in your vocal tract, that when you bring the air passage through and you make constriction, just like a musical instrument, you make a different constriction along the different places along the vocal tract, it produces a different sound. Those sounds are produced along your vocal tract in the same order that they emanate through the creation. And it's just absolutely fascinating. But let's go ahead now, just bring yourself deeper into your heart, deeper into your heart. Take a breath into your heart center And exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl and lean into the back of your heart. And just like hold that concept or let that concept from within you of your earth journey, your spiraling journey of evolution, elevation, and growth. Just hold that concept in your heart, in the eye of your heart. And as you lean back in behind that space, just recognize all of the pieces that come together to create the movie of your life. Everything that shows up in the frames and how all the frames come together and you experience them through your senses and through your emotions. They're all parts, all images, shapes, and forms that have been established within the creation. And just feel that. Let your body take in whatever information, your conscious body, your subtle body, and let that integrate into your physical form. Whatever information wants to be anchored in for you. Any insights or ahas. And just know that the layer right behind that is the layers of the angels and the jinn. So call on your angels, call on your support system, your unseen support system, the spirituals. Call on them and ask them for support, for guidance. Some of them are your ancestors who have taken on an angelic form who are here to support and guide you. So just call and ask for their support. If you've made a specific prayer, ask for that. And of course, we do so with awe and gratitude. To me, this is totally, I never get tired of it. I'm still in awe of it and in deep, deep gratitude. We're here to learn and to grow. And it's okay to ask for that help and support to see and to experience and to have a knowledge of what is beyond that, the realm of our senses, of our um, bodily senses and our emotional body and mental body. So it's okay to ask and be in awe and gratitude. And just feel their support and their love and their care. If you want to ask for specific guidance, and be open to however that might come in. It come in very different ways. And behind that, you have what's called the progeny. which is like the minerals, the metals, the plants, the animals. Is this what we're here to steward, to take care of? And just let yourself feel your place amongst the earth and how you're here to be with this earth and with the creatures of the earth. And just feel the overwhelming love and support. Behind that layer of creation, that stage of creation is the stage of the elements, the elemental globes, the earth, the water, the air, the fire. And this is that life-giving cycle, life-giving cycle. Let yourself just feel that you are like within that life-giving cycle of life and death. And it's a flowing, continual cycle. It's like the cells in your body are constantly dying off and regenerating new ones. There is a life cycle to your being. There's a life cycle to everything. And there is a life cycle to the entire existence. Just feel yourself. There's a kind of a letting go there, recognizing that there is a life cycle that is outside of your control, and yet you're very much a part of it, a living, breathing part of it, and you are in flow with it. And on the other side of that is that inner compass that guides you home from the multiplicity, right? And again, this is on the macrocosm and the microcosm. And when I say it guides you home, I'm speaking of the microcosm within you. But there is like what gives you discernment, what gives you the ability to assess and discern, right? And what gives you the ability to recognize shape and form and the light, right? And to take into account the images you see, to recognize the light in them, to have that wobble, right? And from the wobble that, when you see things and you're not sure and you wobble, don't know what to do with it, you might, kind of have a freak out moment with it before you kind of come to that place of centering. And now what do I do? Right? That whole wobble is a part of this inner compass. And the divine name that governs that is the invincibility. You are invincible and you do have the power within you to return to that straight path and recognize that you are loved and cared for and shepherded every step of the way. You are cherished. You are guided by a cherisher and nurturer. And that takes you home. It's that pathway that takes you home. And on the other side of that is your connection with the cosmos, with the cosmic realms, right? Through the what's called the from the footstool to the throne, right? And coming from the creation down is from the throne, right? When the backdrop of the container is established and this vision and mission is written out on into this container, into this holographic existence. Like the throne of God is set, and that is in the metaphorically speaking, it is the place of one unified existence of the unified source, the one and only, no division. And from there is the footstool, which is the first division from one to two. And from the footstool is the zodiac. From the zodiac is the fixed stars. So it continues out from the one to the two, from the two to, the archetypal, the 12 archetypal, and then to the many stars, the many fixed stars, and we are as many as the stars, right? We are stardust, as we said a couple of weeks ago. We are stardust, we are golden, we are 50, no, we are a billion-year-old carbon. We are stardust, we are golden, we are a billion-year-old carbon. And we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Sums it all up right there. So again, let yourself just be in that state of inquiry, openness in your heart, diving deeper, deeper, deeper into your heart. And just feel. For now, just let your body absorb the experience and the feeling of this incredible support structure that is containing, holding, and supporting you. And when that line in that Rumi poem says, these forms we seem to be are cups floating in an ocean of living consciousness, it says, don't be the cup with a dry rim or one who rides all night, never recognizing the horse beneath his thighs or the surge that carries him along. This is that horse beneath your thighs and the surge that carries you along. Just let yourself drop into it. Let yourself really rest into it and just feel the support of it. Feel that you are supported, that you are provided for, that you are carried, that you are nurtured, that everything is there and it's all within you. And you are the microcosm of the macrocosm, so it is outside of you as well. But it's all holding, supporting, containing you, and all the knowledge of it is within you. Let yourself drop into it and feel a tangible experience of just how much support is behind you. It's like you really are a drop in the ocean, right? And the whole ocean is supporting you. You are not alone in your droplet. The whole ocean is supporting you, carrying you along. And let yourself feel that support. Feel that containment. Feel yourself held and shepherded and provided for, nurtured, cherished, loved, a part of an ever evolving life cycle, life force that is moving through you and moving you. Kun fayakun, be, and it is. Kun fayakun, be, and it is. Kun fayakun, be, and it is. Let's take a moment. I just want you to feel that and really absorb it in to your vibration, your cellular consciousness, and let it come into every cell, whatever information is here for you. And again, you can ask for that support from your guides and yours from the spirituals, right? The realm right behind the humanity stage, right, is the stage of the spirituals. So ask for their support to give you that guidance and whatever is here to really stick in the consciousness for you. And let that be absorbed into your conscious body. And you can make the sound aha, aha. And the aha, the very first of the two stages of creation, are the first, the silent breath that then as it pierces the veil becomes the ah, and after that is the ah, the aha. And that's where the plan is written into existence, and is that silent moving into the ah, and then the ha is where it's recorded into this multidimensional holographic space. So this is the aha. So if you make that aha sound, just let that divine vision plan be written into your holographic space at the center of your heart. And with the ha, let it be recorded. Aha, aha, aha. And it is kun fayakun. Let's just let yourself now receive and we'll end with thank you to the guides. Thank you to your source. Thank you to everything in creation, as everything is alive and conscious. We say thank you to all of it, and thank you for the beauty that you've given us through this life and through this experience, the awe, the wonder that we have to marvel at and to be present with, and all of the signs that we are given to see the existence of the divine beauty within creation. And again, that symbol of that spiraling of the seashell, of the flower petals, of the galaxies, of your heart inside your body, that is that sign of beauty, of divine beauty. And those are the things that make us say, wow. And wow is that sound of that spiraling, of that ever evolving, ever growing, ever elevating human journey. All right. And with that, I will stop the recording and open for Q&A. If you're on the phone, press *2. If you're on the webcast, by all means, type in if you have anything to share. If you're listening to the recording, please join us live on Sundays. We meet at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. Find information for joining us live at communityforconsciousliving.com, communityforconsciousliving.com. When you join the community, you will receive reminders and replays of when our calls, events are. You will also receive 2 free gifts. One is a downloadable one sheet, 10 spiritual principles of our human existence, that just helps us remember who we are, what this earth journey is about, what this life is about, why we're here. And it also comes with a 15-minute downloadable guided meditation to help you connect with the pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion that is the core of your being. And with that, I thank you very much. Thank you for being here, and see you next week.